So we can do what's Hondo on the mic from Leo's Paradise. Random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels faster than Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting punch clean, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Jumping fire videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. Just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome back to another episode of the CounterCast. How are all you vital idols doing? We have got a hell of a show for you today. We are going to be talking about whether or not there are any classic Resident Evil fans yet. The Asmongold hit piece. Yeah, those are both in the title. Y'all knew that. And then maybe a little something extra for you if we have time before we go into Nick's stream covering the Ninja Turtles. All I can say is it's been a good day. But I couldn't do this without my lovely partner in crime, my co-host, the lovely Big Titty Dragon Empress. Cinevere, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Guys, I'm Cinevere. I'm Leon's bestie, and I like to hang out with him. And we got to watch the TMNT movie again, and it was so awesome. I'm convinced, Leon. I'm convinced you're Casey. Just
yes, I'm A-okay. Like last night after the movie, you said that reminded you of Casey so much. I'm sitting there thinking like it'd be such an easy cosplay, but maybe that should be one of my next cosplays is doing Casey Jones next time.
I think so.
Like I don't like doing super easy cosplay because to me it seems lazy, but like I think I should do a Casey Jones cosplay.
You know what? I think it would be amazing. Like I heard you're gonna possibly go to MechaCon, I think it's called in Florida or something.
If we can, we'll be doing a Grift cast, a Grift stream in January to try and get MechaCon funded. And as long as we can get that funded, then yeah, absolutely, we are 100%. I'll do Casey Jones at MegaCon. That'll be the plan.
That would be so cool. Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, let's see who we got up in this bitch. I see Dalkamon. How you doing, brother man? Valiant Goat is here. Spectral Heartless in this bitch. I be the EB Free Expression Warrior. Nick Havoc is here. UAF Omega, the ever lovely Piranha Power, the IRL bestie Paul, Future Over You. Krovax up in here. Zalozy. Mr. Cougar is here. Shout out Mr. Cougar. Butter framed in gold. You'll love to see it. Is there anybody else? I think that. Oh, Golden Apples is here. You'll love to see Golden Apples. Abe, how you doing? And yeah, of course, we got Daxon, our best mod in the whole damn land. Alrighty, crew. All right, before we get into today's topics, some general housekeeping. You will see that we got a goal attached to this stream. A total of a hundo for tier 1. If we hit that, I'll be doing something I've never done before. Tomorrow on the gaming channel, we will host a community game stream. What game we play? I don't know. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. RV there yet? I got a lot of multiplayer games. So if you guys want to get down on it, game with me tomorrow on a Tuesday night after Tinfoil Haters, then we got to hit that tier goal. So that being said, Cinny, anything you want to add, talk about before we just get right into it?
Nope. Not off the top of my head, anyway.
Perfect. So, I mean to talk to you about this. You are a newbie to the Resident Evil franchise, right? If I was to say anything, like, first of all, what Resident Evil games have you played?
I played and beat 2 and played and beat 5.
Excellent. So, yeah, and then you and I have played a little bit of both 4, and you and I have played 5 to an exhaustive fashion. So that we got this right here. I see those memberships. I'll hit those in just a moment. We got this right here. And this will lead into kind of the main thing I want to talk about today. But the difference between how males and females are handled in Resident Evil in the modern day. So Requiem producer Kumazawa regarding Leon's design. We have many women on staff who are Leon fans, so we get a lot of feedback. And this is, of course, referring to Leon looking like a little bit of a snack, a little bit of a daddy, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Now, I take it you like his design.
Yeah, he looks so good.
Now, let's contrast that with what the developers said about Jill when it came to the Resident Evil 3 remake. The latest issue of Game Informer is out, and the cover story is, rather unsurprisingly, all about Resident Evil 3 Remake. One of the topics addressed by the developers is Jill Valentine's new Resident Evil 3 Remake design, and the game's art director explains why they've made a shift in art style. There were a lot of discussions internally about that direction. Resident Evil 3 Remake art director Young-hee Cho told Game Informer, the original design of Jill Valentine was clearly going for sex appeal. That was not the right direction. This is a very strong character, and it's a character that's going through a lot of adversity, so we wanted to hone in on what makes and make sure there's a certain level of believability in what she's wearing, certain level of practicality. So what caused this discrepancy when designing a male and female character? So would you look at that? Capcom, literally, they made the active choice because of the female aspect to make Jill less sexy, while the women on staff at Capcom basically gave them a lot of feedback. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, there's no leftism in Japan. No feminism, right? Like,
yeah,
not to this degree.
Japan isn't woke at all. Japan doesn't have any wokeness to it. There's no leftism or feminism taking hold of the gaming industry or the entertainment industry in Japan.
Where is he now? That dude that said that, come back so I could be like, bitch, look.
Right? Yeah, I've not seen him in either of our chats since we went off on him that night. But oh well. So then we got this. Leon Kennedy and Ada Wong in Resident Evil Requiem. So we got Leon and we got Ada. Now, Ada, if this is real, I haven't fact checked to see if this is real. I didn't even know there was confirmations. That being said, every game Leon's in, Ada is always there. So this person, Zaid, says, I do not like how female characters are put to a different standard. Leon is allowed to age, and you know he's still going to be beloved, but Ada has to look young as she did 20 years ago, or a few reactionary nerds would complain. And this individual followed up with, why doesn't she have a single wrinkle? Now, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, these people have never been around an Asian, clearly. Because Asian genetics will keep them looking quite young up until their, I think, mid to late 50s. And then towards 60s, they start getting the wrinkles.
Yeah, my Asian stepmom, and yes, this is a true statement. There's no sort of fucking fetish or anything there. She is almost 60, and she's starting to get wrinkles and stuff now. But you would still think she passes for someone who's like 42. Like, she's about to be 60, but she looks probably between 42 and 45. She looks great for her age. However, I will kind of agree with this sentiment in that, like, Ada is older than Leon, and Leon is 51 in this game. Look, I'm not saying she needs to be smoking top tier hottie. I have issues with Resident Evil's inconsistency. I do. It's one of the biggest things driving me up a goddamn wall. It has nothing to do with culture war aspects or anything. I'm just so sick of the fucking inconsistency with these characters.
I'm afraid I don't know them.
And that's why I specifically want to cover this with you, because this is going to lead into this video right here. Capcom finally fixes Resident Evil's biggest problem. Now, I don't know what they're going to claim the biggest problem is, but I thought it would be quite interesting to have me, a diehard fan of the franchise. It is my favorite video game franchise of all time. I've been playing since about 1998 or so. And then you, a newbie who has played 5 exhaustively. You and I have put, God, I don't know how many countless hours into that. You played a little bit of 4, a little bit of 6, and you played the remake of 2?
No, I played 2 a long time ago. Like, my sister had a PlayStation 2. So she had the game, and I went over to her house pretty frequently to go play it. And she helped me beat it, and then I played 5 with you, and that was it.
Okay, gotcha. So we're going to get into this, and guys, I will hit all super chats and memberships after this video. We're going to react to this video. Capcom finally fixes Resident Evil's biggest problem. It would help if it wasn't muted.
Yeah.
Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Well, he's here. Leon has made it to Resident Evil Requiem finally. We can stop with the...
Now, as somebody who like you missed out on a lot of gaming in like the 2010s and whatnot. You've gotten back into gaming. Like, you've always been a gamer, but you've gotten back into really playing heavily, doing a lot of gaming streams and whatnot. Are you excited for this game? Is this something you would stream or that you would play?
I mean, I'd have to hear more about it. They kind of made me a little weary with the I think it was the last video, and everybody was upset about it, and I'm like, I don't need to check into this when I'm hearing grumbling from across the gamer land. So
Then I assume putting Leon in this game did nothing for you, since you're not like super tied into the franchise.
the only thing I thought of was you. I was like, oh man, he might be happy about this. That was it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rumors. We can stop with the skepticism. He's here, and there's a lot to go over with Leon. There's a lot to go over with the story in general. So there's basically a lot to unpack. We're going to talk about story elements. We're going to talk about just character reveals, possibly. So the Game Awards showcased a lot of the Resident Evil Requiem stuff, and they revealed a ton of interesting things that I really do want to go over. Some are good. Some are honestly extremely great changes that I hope changes the course on how Resident Evil games are played in the future. We're going to talk about story elements.
I already have an issue with this video. Some are good, some are great. Out the gate, this is not going to be honest criticism, because even for things you love, there's going to be bad. Like, again, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. There are things that are good about this trailer, even though I'm very apprehensive about this game. But if you can't even acknowledge there's going to be some negatives and discuss those negatives, then we got a problem, because I think you should be doing the whole thing.
Well, what's kind of making me a little worried is the fact that they're giving this lady, whom I have no idea what her name is. I think somebody said her name is Grace.
Yeah,
A
Grace
lot of
Asmongold.
like they're giving her a lot of screen time. So it's like, are they sidelining Leon? It's what it feels like. Like they're bringing him in for people to go, oh yay, he's gonna be in it, and then they're gonna sideline him, like they like to do in the West.
If they're being honest about what they've said so far, the game is going to be split 50-50 between the two. Leon's going to be the more action-oriented, balls-to-the-wall gameplay, and she's going to be the horror gameplay. So if they're honest, it's 50-50, but Grace has been announced for months now. We've known about Grace since, like, I don't know, February or something this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember, yeah, there was a lot of grumbling over it.
And pretty much anything I've caught in the trailer. If there's something I've missed, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments. So we're going to actually go through this frame by frame to see if we can actually catch a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to go through literally every single bit of details. So it shows Grace Ashcroft opening a door that's going to lead to our new antagonist, who is called Victor. Victor is not necessarily known at this point of the trailer, but we will explain his character arc, who is he, and what can this possibly mean for the future of the series, or maybe just...
I'm interested to hear what he has to say about Victor, because out the gate, I have problems with this guy being the antagonist. And as someone who's not, well up on the franchise, I'm curious what you'll think of my... I don't know if criticisms is the right word. Well, yeah, definitely criticisms, but also general musings.
Just this game in general. As you can see, it's Grace
okay, I thought it
Ashcroft.
froze.
She's opening the door. So then we actually see the goggles here and what it looks like a gramophone on the right here. Nothing new here. We've already seen the headpiece from previous trailers before. We've seen the couch on the left here. That's obviously Victor sitting on the seat here. Everything looks really reminiscent still to like Resident Evil 1, just classical, antique, old-fashioned type of vibe here. So this is when Grace says hello, and then he answers, "This hasn't been easy, but we're finally where we are." Which this guy is absolutely a psycho. Obviously, he wants her for a purpose. Maybe he wants her blood to kind of conduct some sort of experiment for his own atrocities, maybe for other bioweapons that he's developing. Maybe it's for his own self. Maybe he's developing immortality as we speak. The reasons can vary. We don't necessarily know why he still wants Grace at this point yet in the trailers or anything like that. Obviously, we're going to find out in...
Now, in the trailer, basically, he says that Grace... It's a, like... Without even joking, this is a girl that's the key to everything story. He pretty much says just as much. He calls her like the chosen one, the one I've been waiting for. This is another tired trite of like girl that's the key to everything story like we've gotten in so much media so far.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't really believe them when they say things like, oh, it's a be 50-50. I don't know. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna sit this out until I hear more about it.
Now, issue I have with Grace being a girl is the key to everything sort of thing. Capcom is not like resolved prior female characters. Mind you, this isn't like women gaming. No, fucking Resident Evil has awesome female characters that I love and adore. If we're going back to Raccoon City, like where's Jill and Rebecca? Why are we playing as the daughter of a character who was who was in a side game that we didn't even know if those games were really technically canon or anything? I don't know. This seems incredibly forced.
Yeah, no, because they have, as you said, they have plenty of people to work with. Why aren't they going back to people that, that we want to see, the nostalgic people?
That is, again, they'll claim they're doing that with Leon, but I don't even think Leon necessarily, at least with what we know so far, fits into this game.
The main game when we play it. So again, here he calls her the special one. So obviously we still don't know what's going on with Grace and why is she as special as he claims to be. I have a whole bunch of theories. I really do think she's probably, since she's like the daughter of Alyssa, maybe she has some daylight inside of her system. If you don't know what daylight is.
Whatever happened to the girl from Resident Evil 2? From Revelations 2. So yes, it's funny. That's a plot point that they have completely dropped. So the girl in Revelations 2, I assume you're talking about Alex Wesker, the missing Wesker child that took over the body of that little girl that's now just living in Barry's home that he adopted, not knowing who she is. Yeah, that's an excellent question. What did ever happen to Alex Wesker? Doesn't matter. It's been 10 years. Capcom doesn't give a fuck. That is exactly the right kind of questions that we should be asking if we care about continuity and the story and the plots that they've been setting up to this point.
The girl Capcom forgot.
There's multiple of those.
Serum in Resident Evil Outbreak that was used to actually combat the virus in Resident Evil Outbreak. So this could be very well be passed on to Grace. If she's the main daughter, I don't know if Grace could be adopted to maybe another character in the series. We just don't know yet. That's another theory of mine, by the way. Yeah, he's treating this whole thing like she's an absolute prophet. And how would he know this? We have absolutely no idea. So obviously, there is some shit, again, I'm going to say this again, there is some shit that we don't know about Rose that I'm actually super interested in. And this is the thing I want to get into detail when it comes to this trailer head on, because there's some interesting plot lines that I want to actually go over, especially with Leon. That has to do with Grace, that I think the story is going. I really do think they're going with this plotline, but we'll explain that later once we get to Leon and stuff. You guys know what I mean. So we have a voice here that says, "Talk to me. This one's like the others." And honestly, a lot of people are saying it's Hunnigan. I was one of those people. I'm like, yeah, this can't be anyone else. This has to be Hunnigan, right? Because Hunnigan, I don't know who Hunnigan is. She's basically the comms for Leon, as she has been for.
It is Hunnigan. They changed the voice actress because it didn't sound anything like Hunnigan.
I don't know who that is, unfortunately.
Hunnigan is, so remember when we played Resident Evil 4, you played a little bit of it, and there's that girl that was in constant comms with Leon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
That's
then she looks different.
Well, no, they don't show her in this. They're saying that Leon's listening to her audio, that she's still being the gal in the chair for Leon.
Oh, I thought she had a ponytail for some reason. Okay, never mind.
Years and years and years, so I can't see it being anyone else or actually replacing Hunnigan for that role. But as I keep hearing it, I do hear Sherry Birkin, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why I do think
that would see. Okay, if we're going back to the roots of Raccoon City, that would be interesting. Sherry hasn't been in a game since Resident Evil 6. She was only in 2 games, Resident Evil 2 as a child, and Resident Evil 6 as an adult, now working to end bioterrorism and whatnot. And we haven't seen her since. It would make if Capcom were to bring her back and do something with Raccoon City in relation to her, that would actually make sense.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think this is Sherry Birkin. Obviously, it does sound like her. This does sound like the Resident Evil 6 version of Sherry Birkin. This does sound like Eden. So she also mentions how this is not post-mortem lividity, if you don't know what that is.
And it's not post-mortem lividity.
Your skin actually turns bluish and purple. It's more like a discoloration of the skin due to blood pooling out at the lowest point of your body, basically. This is how FBI agents, police actually determine the cause and time of death of a body. It can also provide clues of how a death happened. So I know this because I used to watch a lot of forensics and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool that they are bringing more of like the detective side of Resident Evil in things. I love that so much when it comes to Requiem. It does remind you of the movie 7. If you have not watched that movie, please go watch that movie. But this whole scene reminds me of that. I love that.
I don't like that. Why would I want Resident Evil to remind me of the movie 7? I want Resident Evil to remind me of Resident Evil.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have to pull in another franchise to make people go, ooh, then you're doing something wrong with the story.
Yeah, I completely agree.
This is a body of a cop. At first, when I first saw this, I'm like, is that a lab coat of some sort? But no, chat actually told me that this is actually a cop on the ground. So that whole call was actually for this body here. And like I said earlier about the post-mortem lividity, some unusual things are happening that should not be happening when it comes to this body specifically. Then, like she says here, she says she has a report of a missing police officer. There's another clue there too. And that she doesn't know if it's unrelated or not, but he is found where the body disappeared next to where the fifth body was found, which is crazy. So this is like an ongoing thing. Maybe they think it's a serial killer of some sort, which I'm thinking it's more of that approach, which is a cool concept to be honest.
You can disagree all you want. You're fucking wrong. No one's saying Seven was a bad movie, but why the fuck would I want Seven in my survival horror video game about zombies? That's fucking retarded. It's like, hey, I like Silence of the Lambs, and I like Super Mario Bros. Why don't you give me a Super Mario Bros. Reminiscent of Sign of the Lambs? Like, that's fucking retarded.
Honest. So here we got some missing teeth. So obviously there is some shit going on with this guy here. This is the cop that went missing, by the way. You can see like little tie on the background here, but this is missing teeth, which meaning his body is just deteriorating. So then he says, through you, Elpis can finally be. So if you guys don't remember, in the Resident Evil Requiem demo at Summer Game Fest, we had a couple content creators who actually went over there and find this document that you only can interact with in a very specific time in the demo. And as you can see on the right,
Dex, instant gratification is a terrible thing. We are 5 minutes in and it's 20 minutes. Cool your fucking jets.
it's literally the same thing. So a lot of people thought this E word, including myself, I thought that was Eve because the asterisk, it was only 2 asterisks after the E. So obviously there's only 2 letters that are left for us to guess. And I personally thought it was Eve, but no, it's actually Elpis. If you guys don't know what Elpis means, the term Elpis is a Greek word that means hope. It is a feminine noun and is often used in a biblical context to convey expectation and confidence. The word originates from the Greek verb upo, which means to anticipate, usually with pleasure. This can mean a lot.
I mean, this just falls in the realm of Resident Evil using Greek for their. I mean, again, Tyrant is Greek, Nemesis is Greek. These are normal things. I don't really think that matters too terribly much. I'm sure there'll be like some sort of lore reason, like, oh, there's subtext there, but at the end of the day, this is the name of the new virus. It's really that simple.
Okay.
A lot of things for Requiem. This is obviously going to be the new virus, but I do think that he is working on a project of some sort. If this game is taking a lot of inspiration from Resident Evil 1, as they said they were, then maybe this is for like a new Tyrant project that he is working on. Maybe he is just working on to perfect the strain itself by using Grace's blood. Maybe it's for his immortality, of course. This can be a lot of things, and obviously it's not going to be explained to us until the game actually comes out. But it's really interesting to consider in the grand scheme of things. So then he says, set free. So obviously, I think he has like this agenda where he wants to unleash Elpis maybe to the world. And whatever this is, maybe it's a virus, maybe it's a creature, whatever it may be, we're not going to know until the game actually comes out. I'm betting that maybe it's more of a strain, what it sounds like.
I agree.
Maybe he wants to infect the whole world. This is something that Wesker wanted to do. This is something that Spencer wanted to do. So he does have this classic villain agenda vibe to him that maybe he wants to spread this around the world. So then she says there may be a person of interest, someone who has ties with Umbrella. We'll get into that really soon. So this is Victor Gideon. This is our brand new antagonist. So we can see Victor Gideon here actually chasing our protagonist, Grace Ashcroft. As you can see here, there's like a little typewriter in the background there right next to him, which is super cool to see. I like that little addition there. So then she says Victor actually purchased a building when Umbrella went under. So Umbrella went under before the events of Resident Evil 4 happened.
Yes, exactly. Umbrella, and here's my biggest issue, or one of my biggest issues. So I don't know how this video can be titled Capcom finally fixes Resident Evil's biggest problem. First of all, what is their biggest fucking problem? You haven't addressed that. What is the biggest problem that they're fixing? Listen here, there. Umbrella went under in 2003. Do you know when this game takes place?
No.
2028.
What the fuck?
Why is there any remnants of Umbrella? Why does any of that fucking matter? As if all the people that were actually tied to Umbrella, Chris, Jill, Leon, Claire, those people would have actually fucking done something. I hate the idea of just bringing in some long lost villain that they never knew about. That this is the first time we're hearing about him for a fucking an antagonist that hasn't been relevant chronologically in the games in like 25 years.
I do not know. I feel like this game is going to really suffer, and I feel like this video is also going to suffer because this guy is going on little side tangents about things that I don't feel matter.
Well, it's like the game I feel is going to suffer from just being a fucking nostalgia cash grab. Like so far, I'm not hearing anything that actually furthers the lore or does anything interesting with where Resident Evil could go because they're too busy stuck in the past.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if Umbrella is kind of like doing the U.S. bankruptcy thing. Just because they file for bankruptcy doesn't mean they're actually gone.
No, they're gone. And that's addressed in lore. So the U.S. government suspended all business licenses with Umbrella in 1998. By 2003, the company completely fell. They are non-existent. Everything got sold off to other companies. You got companies like Tricell and whatnot that bought up a bunch of their stuff. All the bioweapons ended up on the black market. Umbrella's non-fucking existent. All the scientists and the doctors and the people that survived, they were put on trial effectively. They are not. There's no reason for them to have any relevance.
Okay.
So around during that time, Victor actually purchased an Umbrella building, which is pretty scary, honestly, because that would mean he would have some of the research that Umbrella kept hidden inside of Raccoon City. So who knows what information he does have now? Maybe he has access to the progenitor, the T virus, the G virus, all of these viruses you can probably name. So he has access to a lot of things, a lot of the atrocities that Umbrella was working under when it comes to Raccoon City, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Oh, I do want to mention this right now, and this is probably like a little Easter egg and nod to our boy Leon Kennedy, and I'll tell you why.
I will admit, this is a cool addition. This little Easter egg, like I said, it's not without positives. So his license plate. Can you see what his license plate says?
ND 9642.
9642. Those are all the games where Leon is present. Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 2.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice little nod.
So if you see the numbers here, it actually says 9642. And if you guys don't know, obviously Leon has been in Resident Evil 9, which is Requiem, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 2. Now I do want to go over the ND. What if this actually means end? And this is the last game for Leon Kennedy. I mean, think about it. ND. End.
I'd be okay with
that.
That's what Resident Evil needs to be doing, is retiring their characters, wrapping up their plot threads. I would not mind them retiring Leon, Chris, Jill, Claire, Rebecca, Barry, these characters that have plot threads just hanging that we haven't seen in ages. Yes, wrap that shit up. If you want to bring in new characters, that's fine. But give some closure to our original fucking cast.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or even a single plot point, like being wrapped up, would be nice.
Exactly.
And there's been a lot of rumors and a lot of theories going on that maybe this is going to be Leon's last game. And what we're about to talk about ahead of this video maybe will make the theory a lot more concrete. But let's keep moving on. So and then we have one of Victor's employees who actually says, "Welcome, Dr. Gideon has been waiting for you." So, which is kind of crazy to think about, to be honest. Like, this guy has employees. Of course, we have the very first official shot of Leon S. Kennedy. We're actually going to talk about him and what I think is going to happen to Leon. So this bridge right here actually looks like the same bridge where we actually see Grace walking through. So obviously he's going the point of interest of wherever Grace is in. We can see Leon with a whole bunch of files, just getting a lot of information here. And we can see the calendar on the left here, which actually dates around October, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if this is like a nod or whatever, but this could be just an old calendar or whatever it may be. But the fact that it does have October on it, it's pretty funny because that's when everyone pretty much escaped Raccoon City. It's during that same month. And here we have a photo of Victor Gideon. He's tallish.
I'm wondering if he thinks the same thing as me, that this is a character called Annette Birkin. Why the fuck she would be here, I have no idea. But yeah, again, this is retarded. You're telling me that Umbrella, after the fall of Umbrella, we just never knew anything about this super secret covert R&D team. Like, people say I'm being negative and whatnot, and I don't know, is it negative to give a fuck about the lore, this 30-plus-year-old lore?
Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to tie it, like, not only tie it back, but also give like reminders and stuff to to like previous thread points because it's been so long. People will have forgotten.
They're not going to do that because they haven't done that with any of their other games thus far. And that's the. I mean, you're right. They should do that, but I can't think of the last time a Resident Evil game has done that. They just keep introducing new characters, new plot points, while leaving old shit dangling that never got answered.
I'm really kind of worried that while they are hinting that Leon is going to die, that they're going to do like a 20-80 split instead of a 50-50 split.
I don't even care if Leon dies as long as he goes out like a bamf.
Well, yeah, no, that's fair, but that just means that they're gonna put this chick in the forefront and then just sideline everything for this lady or whatever to take over, and they won't even do it right, is what I'm fearing.
Yeah, say on this comment. Why bring back Natalia? Why bring back Natalia / Alex as a villain? We can just throw in an irrelevant rando instead. Correct. Whatever the game's story is. And again, I'm open to being wrong. I will play it on day one since it was already gifted to me. Whatever this game's story is, a good goddamn guarantee you that if they used Alex, it would have flowed better as a story.
Compared to everyone else, obviously he is infected with something, but the fact that he has other colleagues with him and employees is kind of crazy to think about. So obviously, when we actually get to this hospital, a lot of these people are going to be infected. We've seen a lot of people that were infected that had these lab coats. We had nurses that were infected as well. So obviously something is going to go very wrong at some point in the game. So the next shot here, this is actually the end of the demo where we actually see the hag drag Grace down the dark hall. So after that particular part in the demo, Leon shows up and actually rescues her, which is super interesting. I kind of figured that would be the case, but I wasn't too sure because I don't know if she would have gotten away on her own terms or if Leon would have actually shown up this early in the game to help Grace. But we don't know if this is necessarily the beginning of the game. Like, we don't know that 100%, but it's still worth to consider, to be honest. But we now know that it's actually Leon who saves Grace from the hag. And this right here is probably going to scare a lot of Leon fans, but our boy's infected. Leon is 100% infected here. If you look at his neck on the left side there, it looks like it's been bitten. And I have this.
I mean, if they're going with the whole Leon's infected route, maybe there's a way to do it and it worked, but that was literally the plot point of 4. Hell, that was the plot point of the non-canon spin-off game Gaiden. Like, the whole, Leon's been infected, will he or won't he make it? That's been done before. If he is infected, I hope he fucking dies at the end at this point.
I bet they're going to have Grace kill him.
If they do that, I will fucking riot. You've got your new young buck character murder the original. No, I will fucking riot. Again,
no, not murder, but because he's infected, she has to put him down.
I get what you're saying. But to me, that will be a murder because that's character assassination.
Oh yeah.
Crazy theory that I think he's actually going to have the main villain, maybe to have him help him, or maybe they develop a serum where Grace has to give her blood to Victor in order to save Leon simultaneously while making whatever project he wants. So it's going to be kind of like a ultimatum that Grace will probably have at some point in the game where you actually get to save Leon. Now, this is interesting to talk about because this is the voice behind whoever's contacting Leon at the moment, whoever's giving, comms to Leon. This isn't Hunnigan. This is 100% not Hunnigan. And here's why. So if you look at the top right, obviously that's a person there. Now, if we keep looking at the top right, that's blonde hair. Not a lot of people point this out, but that's blonde hair that you see there. And the fact that she sounds like Sherry Birkin has me to believe that I think that this is Sherry Birkin. Sherry Birkin being a fellow DSO agent. So it would make sense for her to actually be the comms for Leon Kennedy for his missions. Whatever happened to Hunnigan, we don't necessarily know. But the fact that it's not Hunnigan is crazy. And I really do think that this is Sherry. A lot of people say that this is Ashley as well, which
Leon is 51 in
this
game.
Can also be just a new character in general. We don't know, with the same voice actress as Sherry. Like, we really don't know. This could probably be someone new completely. We just don't know yet. And we're not going to find out until obviously the game comes out. But again, this is worth considering in my opinion. The fact that she has blonde hair and, Sherry has blonde hair too. I'm just saying. Also, he gets like this new axe weapon here, which is super cool. I feel like this is going to give me like some sort of The Last of Us vibes where you have to keep sharpening your weapon consistently to make it more usable here and there. That's the vibes I'm getting. And I feel like there is going to be some aspects from The Last of Us original to this game. We have the shot here of the iconic Resident Evil.
if they're pulling from The Last of Us, which pulled from Resident Evil 4, I'm gonna again. Resident Evil's had this issue for ages. They keep pulling from other shit instead of sticking with Resident Evil. Resident Evil 6 was highly inspired by Gears of War. Guess what? Resident Evil 6 did dog shit numbers. Gears of War, ironically, was inspired by Resident Evil 4. Like, I'm so... Where's the originality in game design? God damn.
I mean, I don't know. What happened to this can't be the original storyteller, can it?
No, Shinji Mikami left after Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 5 more or less followed like the story that he was going with, which is fine. That was the last, I would say, like truly good Resident Evil game. I like 7. Some got some issues. I like 7. But the point is, 5 was the last one that was truly like a traditional Resident Evil game in terms of stories, narrative, character flow, things like that. And it was 6 onwards, which Mikami was long gone by that point. That's when it truly starts going off the rails.
Huh. Man, they need to bring him back.
I would love for Mikami to come back, but I don't know if even he could fix the clusterfuck they've made at this point.
Logo screen.
What up, Fab?
This time it's with Leon on the front. So I rewind this so many times, and he is saying calm down, no? Am I crazy? I hear calm down. I'm hearing the zombie actually say calm down. And obviously, Leon says, I think I want a second opinion. Just his one-liners are back. Obviously, kind of everyone saw this coming. Now, there's so much to unpack here, to be honest. There's a lot to unpack here because obviously, you know, we have the Ganado-like trait chainsaw wielder here as an opponent, but I do want to talk.
This is literally nothing like a Ganado. Ganado's had all their mental faculties. This is just this is more like a zombie that's still holding a weapon. Ganados could think for themselves. They could act. This is nothing like a Ganado. Ganados are the enemies from Resident Evil 4. Not too different from the Magini in 5, the guys that you're used to fighting.
Yeah. I did play a little bit of 4 with you, so I at least knew who they were.
Okay.
Talk about Leon as well. They're bringing back the classic over-the-shoulder, pistol up in the air with both arms, classic Resident Evil 4 style gameplay here. And honestly, it's something that should never be removed in the series, to be honest, because although I did like Resident Evil 4 Remake, I just didn't like him running around without the stance, you know? I always thought I loved this stance more in all of the Resident Evil titles, whether it's over the shoulders like this, literally, or when it's just the bottom wield. I'm just going to call it bottom wield and top wield. So yeah, we are actually getting some classic Resident Evil style stuff here. And I'll explain why I am liking what I'm seeing when it comes to this gameplay specifically. So one thing I've noticed, and this is a major game changer to me, and I hope that every single Resident Evil kind of implements this style of gunplay when it comes to future iterations. I remember I mentioned this in a video before that I'm liking how the pistol is sounding. One problem I had when it came to the remake, specifically Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake, they kind of adjusted it in Resident Evil 4 Remake, but it's not fully there yet, is how the weapons sound. Now, in Resident Evil 2 Remake, you had an option of weapons, but they all sound silent. You know what I mean? Like every time when you were in the halls of RPD.
I get what he's saying. That's not really a huge criticism for me. Like, yeah, you could call that a problem, but it's so low on the list of problems that I don't necessarily think that matters.
I mean, that's fair. Like as games go on, they are going to change, like not just sound design, but visually as well. So it's bound to happen.
Like if I could fix, 10 things in the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes, the sound design of the guns wouldn't be anything. In fact, Resident Evil 2, as much as I clown on that game, the remake of Resident Evil 2, at the Game Awards the year it came out, won the award for best sound design, and it deserved it. Like the sound design in Resident Evil 2 is actually fucking fantastic. So yeah, this isn't even a top 10 list of problems for me.
Your weapons should be ringing in these small rooms, these small corridors, these long hallways. Your shots should be ringing across the halls consistently. I love that stuff. I love realistic gun sounds. Not only that, but the weapons felt weak in the remakes. They kind of addressed the fact that zombies are now punished for being shot now. I love the fact that when you shoot a zombie, it shows. They're staggered. Your weapon feels like a weapon now. Like your weapon actually feels powerful. I just never liked the fact that the zombies in the remakes just felt super spongy. Like these are regular zombies. These zombies should not.
Yeah, I agree with him right there. Like the remakes, the way they do the zombies, specifically in Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, is they're not fun to fight because they don't feel like the zombie. Like, I get you're trying to go for, oh, they're zombies. They're damn near impossible to kill. You just got to keep plugging away at them. But really, it becomes tedious as opposed to like driving anxiety like it did in the original games.
Yeah, because they're more of a bullet sponge than anything. And then, yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
All right, let's keep going.
Take 4 shots to go down. But again, this is a really huge change for me. This is a big game changer that I hope the series in the future kind of adopts, because I love when zombies are being affected, or kind of rewards me for having good aim. I love when the zombies stagger when I shoot them. That's pretty much it, because the series over time, even the movies do this, like they establish like, hey, shoot them in the head, shoot them in the head. Even in the original OG Resident Evils, you see that stagger, you see that power, they get staggered. So this isn't anything new to the series. It's just the fact that it was absent in the remakes. Now,
no, this is
I wanted to talk
from
about
the trailer,
this because
not the
this
demo.
is Leon's kick. Look at the distance. Look at the absolute distance that this zombie flies. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. If you want to go full action, give me full action. You know what I mean?
Angry
I
Badger
actually do
Rage,
like
shout
this
out. Thank you so much,
a lot
Badger
in an action
Bastard.
standpoint. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Resident Evil as a whole, but I also love action games as well. And the fact that zombies actually fly across the room.
Now, normally I would have an issue with this. Like, oh, it's a horror game. But like Leon has shown to have this level of physical prowess. It's kind of like the hallmark of the calling card is him doing these sort of kung fu bullshit moves that fuck up infected. I'm okay with this. I just, again, I want the game to be a horror game when you're playing as Leon. You can have both.
Yeah, no, you can. I don't know. I would have to see more. So far, they're not selling me on this game.
And yet, we're streamers, so we're going to play it. Well, maybe you're not. You might save yourself. You know, just listen to what I have to say. And that'd probably be the right way to go about it. And again, shout out. Thank you so much for the raid, Badger.
Room is pretty sick to me. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you're giving me these types of mechanics, honestly, I think there's going to be a mercenaries mode, if you want to be honest. But the fact that he's flying 10 feet away from you is freaking...
There's been a mercenaries mode in like every game, with the exception of 7, I'm pretty sure, since Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, 8. They all had 4 remake had a mercenaries mode. Like, yes, obviously there's going to be a fucking mercenaries mode.
I mean, like, why is this uncalled for? Like, it's a video game. They do that.
Well, this guy's saying like it's a positive, which it is a positive, but he's also saying shit that's very fucking obvious.
I don't know. I think he's looking for good things to talk about, and he's kind of running dry here.
I completely agree. Lenny Hondo says I'll play it when it's $10 to $15. That's probably the right call.
Wild, to be honest. But it's kind of crazy. I think this is the furthest Leon has ever...
And no, I was not going to consider... So actually, it's funny you say that. I did a stream a while ago saying that when the initial trailer dropped, that I wasn't going to play. This would be the first Resident Evil game I don't get day one because I don't fucking care. Like, I was burned so badly with Resident Evil 3 and 4, 8, 3, and 4 remakes that I blatantly said I was not going to get this day one. I wasn't. I refused. Then it was gifted to me, so now I don't have to pay for it. So I am going to play it day one, but because I didn't have to spend money on it. But yeah, I actually had refused to play this day one.
Kicked a zombie, or I've ever seen kick a zombie, you know? He practically just punted the hell out the zombie, but it's pretty interesting.
Why are you
I
complaining?
want to talk about this for a bit, because this screams parry
Oh, it
system to
sounded
me.
like
I don't
he was
think he's going to have his blade, or
No,
maybe he
that's
has
his
his
voice.
combat axe.
Oh.
But this, I feel like it's a parry system, no? Like, you
Axe,
press
baby, yeah.
a button at a very specific time, and instead of giving you, like, this sort of knife parry, you actually get a bullet parry of some sort. Like, they're going full on Sentinel 9 Leon from, like, you know, Resident Evil Vendetta. I believe it was that movie where he kind of like finished all those zombies in that one hallway with Chris. So they're fully adopting that in here. Like, they're fully embracing that side of Leon. So I really do think this is more like the new parry system.
I hope you're doing better,
I
Fab.
don't think he's going to have his knife anymore, unless his combat axe is going to act like a knife, or maybe there's like a sort of system where you can switch between the two, which I would honestly prefer. But this is like a finisher. Maybe this is something like, you know, you shoot him in the knee and maybe he does this. Maybe
Again,
this
finishers,
like
like they had in
maybe this
Resident
is
Evil
like an
6.
execution attack where he does this on a staggered zombie of some sort. The reasons vary. I'm thinking this is a parry system. And here we actually have Leon with the chainsaw. He took some lessons from Dr. Salvador from Resident Evil 5. Or 4, I should say. Oh, not 5, 4. I guess he was just tired of the BS and was like, yeah, let me just wield the chainsaw. I've seen, you know, the Ganados wield this, so let me just do this myself. And there you go. I pretty much covered everything when it comes to this game. I cannot wait for this game to come out. Also, you guys got to remember that there's going to actually be another showcase, like a Resident Evil showcase coming next month, as said by Maggie Robertson in the Road to Requiem video. So we have that to look forward to. And then after that reveal, that's pretty much it, I think, or that's pretty much it when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to Resident Evil 9. So after that,
I have a question.
we just wait for the game to finally
Lay it on me.
Do they always do these showcases before the game's release?
It's a relatively recent trend in the gaming industry in general, and I'm not a fan of it. I think it gives away too much. I think I guess the idea is to build hype. For me, it spoils hype. I'm the type of individual that if there's a game coming out or a movie coming out, once I've seen like the first trailer, the first teaser, maybe the first trailer, that's good enough for me. I don't want no shit. I want to go in blind. I don't like showcases like this. The only time I want to showcase if it's like a direct or something where it's showing off multiple different games or projects. I don't like them when it's just dedicated to one thing because it kills hype for me as opposed to builds it up.
Well, that and they're revealing too much. Like less is more.
Yep, I completely agree.
Release, which will be in 2 months. Time is moving by just so quick, and it's insane. But honestly, I can't wait. I'm pretty excited for the game. I hope it delivers story-wise, gameplay-wise. You know, I hope it delivers in every aspect and element to this game. Hope Leon is treated well. I hope Grace is treated well. I hope every character in here is treated well. But let me know in the comments, did I miss anything?
Yeah, no, I'm going to link this in the comments down below because that is or in the chat because that's what a good streamer does. But this video was bullshit. I mean, I agree with you completely, Cindy. It sounded like he was just reaching for good shit to say. Didn't point out any negatives. This was a glaze session, right? This was a fucking fetishization of Resident Evil. I loathe videos like that. Like if you're gonna give me something, don't give me a bunch of dumb shit that it was patently obvious in this package of, oh, here are my theories. This is what I'm thinking. Dude didn't even mention the fact that why the fuck is Raccoon City still standing? That it doesn't make sense. And I've bitched about it in multiple streams and videos, but it doesn't make any goddamn sense. I don't know. What are your final thoughts on this? After you've gotten all that breakdown, you've played some of the Resident Evil games, but you're not a huge fan. I'd love to know.
I feel like videos do this a little too often lately because I bitched about this on Friday as well. Like, you said that they were fixing some of the biggest problems that Resident Evil had, yet they fixed nothing. All he did was just point out all these things that he liked about it, and that was about it. So, and it's come like Friday, the guy mentioned 9/11 had nothing to do with 9/11. This had nothing to do with fixes that people really wanted to see in Resident Evil. So this it just makes me really cranky.
Yeah, somebody in the chat say he's jogging for a sponsorship. Yeah, dude wants Capcom to send him a review copy so fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and hit some super chats real quick. Some of those came in. Butter Framed in Gold came in with a $5 gifted membership. Shout out, you absolute legend. Truly appreciate it. Let's get you your clip. You know what? For 5 memberships, let's give you some of Trace the Clown.
Leon, Moxie, are y'all niggas happy? Y'all happy? You proud of yourself? I hope you niggas is happy. Congratulations to all the new single moms on the channel, but I just hope you niggas are just so happy with what you've done.
Shout out, thank you, Butter Framed in Gold. What was that?
He's such a ham.
He is. Shout out, Carrymon. Also, 5 membership banger, absolute fucking legend. Let's see, would be a good clip for that. You know what? I think this is a good clip for 5 memberships.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
He said it, not me. And last but not least, we got Butter Framed in Gold for a 5 banger. What's crazy is the thing that I watched Raccoon City completely destroyed from multiple perspectives, and it survived. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Jesus Christ. That is they've said in multiple iterations, multiple different perspectives, that it was wiped off the map. That's the wording they use. Wiped off the map. But now, miraculously, nearly the whole fucking city is still standing except for that impact crater. It's fucking ridiculous. It makes me so fucking angry.
Shut up, bitch!
Ask me at Capcom right now. And then Fab coming in with a 10 banger. As much as I love Code Veronica X, I'm concerned they'll do it dark. Oh, they will. They absolutely will. There's certain things I know for a fact they'll probably change for a modern audience or tone. Yes, you are entirely correct. And I don't want that game fucking touched.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
There's plenty of games out there for you to buy. If you don't like this, don't buy.
That's me right now. I'm agreeing with all these dumb feminist broads because I absolutely agree. Gal Carrymon giving us a number. Thank you. We are 68-27, so we are 32-ish away from doing a community game night tomorrow night. If you guys are interested in that, again, we got plenty of games we could be playing. Marvel Cosmic Invasion, RV there yet. Just, again, my chance to hang out with you guys in the community, and we'll play some sort of multiplayer game together. I'll put the information on it in the Discord. So, yeah, shout out. Thank you so much, everybody, getting us that close. Alrighty. Anything else to you before we move on to the next topic?
Did you get Fantastically Amazing Super?
Yes, I did.
Okay. No, like I said earlier, they did not sell this game on me. In fact, I think he heard it.
Alrighty, so this is pretty great. Delete this now. Media Matters did a hit piece on Asmongold. Have you read it yet?
I did.
I haven't, because I figured he would cover it in the video. So you actually know more about this one going in than I am. I'm truly curious about this hit piece on Asmongold. Without spoiling anything, what did you think when you were reading it?
They did the opposite of what they think they are doing.
Oh, like they gave him even more like reason for people to enjoy his content?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. If I never heard about Asmongold and I read about all this, I'd be like, I'd watch it.
Awesome.
Did a hit piece on Asmongold? Good. Thank God. One of the biggest US streamers on YouTube has leveled up from gaming to politics. Wow. I love how they quote all the jokes as Asmon's actually running for office. I want to let them know that, if you want to write a big article about me and, go through everything, all of this, and his own presence is massive. Got to start by playing video games online, hypes up drama between streamers. Oh, Asmongold hypes up drama between streamers and attacks supposed left-wing bias in video game industry. Definitely accurate for sure. And playing the role of Buddy on a couch, but with a lot of opinions. Absolutely.
Wait. They said it like that's a bad thing? I've played a lot of video games. My buddies are always hanging out on the couch, and we all got lots of opinions.
Oh, yeah.
Foreign Politicon is undertaken half-heartedly. Oh, this is a quote from somebody else. Is there anything else new about this? Industry drama is a never-ending source of content. Absolutely. Everybody knows this. And perceived wokeness as well. Pivots from video game criticism to right-wing talking points.
It's wild to me that like a few months ago we got that fluff piece on Hassan. Like Hassan Piker is a leftist in a MAGA body or whatever, and that whole article was them just shilling for how incredible Hassan was. When so far every criticism levied at Asmongold, you could say the same as Hassan, but for the left.
Yeah.
Like, am I wrong?
I just never thought about that. So that's kind of interesting.
He complained that Trump is not more authoritarian. I don't think he even goes 10% as far as how I'd want him to go, and calls for the government to black bag illegal judges. Well, keep in mind that I would say even worse than that if I could, but I can't. This is accurate. In my opinion, I would charge them for sedition or in some cases treason and have the punishment for that be capital punishment. And it would be
agree with him.
That's what I would do. And you know what? I think most people agree with me.
Yeah.
I do. And so, yep, absolutely. Trump to go Old Testament on his political enemies? Absolutely. And if he did, he would have higher ratings and higher numbers than he does now.
And by the way, Asmongold is entirely correct about this. Like, as somebody that voted Trump, as somebody that's pro-Trump, my biggest issue with Trump is he isn't going hard enough. He dropped the fucking ball in the Epstein files. The entire, that's the biggest issue for me. He's got that dumb broad Pam Bondi in charge as his attorney general. Like, the Trump presidency has been, I think Tebow described it as a wet fart, and that is completely accurate. I want Trump to go exponentially harder. Release the files, imprison everybody. I want to see even more aggressive motherfuckers that are here illegally getting kicked out. Oh, what? We're bombing Venezuelan boats? Why stop at Venezuela? Bomb all them fucking boats. I don't give a fuck.
Man, I've said this on my own stream. I'm America first. I do not care about other countries at the moment. I will maybe later, but right now I could give less of a fuck. If they are bringing in drugs from another country, bomb it. If they are like all the illegals, that number I think is like up to 2 million. It needs to be fucking higher, like way higher. I like, why are we dragging our feet on the Ilhan like Omar thing? She married her brother. There's no question if that is legal. Fucking kick her ass out.
Did you see the article I think it was last week, that was like 20% of boats that Trump has bombed didn't have any drugs on them? It's like, wait. You're framing this as a bad thing. So that means 80% of boats fucking did.
Yeah.
This isn't the W you think it is.
No, they're fucking stupid. And they tried getting the Secretary of Defense or whatever in trouble for saying, "Hey, double tap, bitch."
Absolutely. He lamented getting scammed by Trump's second presidency, saying we were promised a dictator and we didn't get one. I thought we were going to get a real one and we didn't. So fucking true. Every trans kid is a victim with a parent of a mental illness. Yes, if you have a 7-year-old trans kid, the chances are that they were goaded into that because of their parents. I think that's very accurate. Anybody would know.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with Hassan here. It's not just the parents; it's also the teachers and society and the school system at large and the television shows. It's not just the parents turning the kids trans; it's all of them. Like.
Yeah, you have people who weaseled their way into positions of power, especially in like the education system, right? And they have talked. I mean, all those sex books that they've been pushing towards children for how many years now?
Like gender
Years.
queer, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. So yeah, it's Asmongold wrong. It's not just the parent. It's also every single fucking TikTok influencer that makes videos and TikToks not being like, I'm gonna put HRT in the candy and give it out on Halloween. Like, they're just as much equally to blame. But yeah, there's some mentally ill, mostly mothers out there as well.
bring asylums back and make them great again. These people cannot be around children. They cannot be around common folk who have nothing wrong with them. They need to fucking be put away.
And it's wild too, because like, I agree with you about bringing mental institutions back, but I'm also so anti-government. It's like, well, this is gonna fuck it up. All they're gonna do is fuck it up. We need some private mental institutions. Privatize that shit, because if the government brings it back, they're just gonna fucking do it wrong.
Oh, for sure, right? But if they are going to start talking about how children need to be inundated around these people, then they need to consider putting a label on them, like, PDF files, okay? Because
Shout
they
out,
are
Demet Boy for the sub. Cinny,
yeah.
Say fucking pedophiles, okay? I about this softening of language shit. These bitches be pedophiles.
Yeah, no, because they should not be allowed around children. There needs to be a tag on them. People need to be aware that, hey, they're bringing
I don't like cattle, which is great because most of them are the size of cattle.
Well, not just that, but they have those fucking door knockers on their nose.
That fucking too.
So I don't know.
So they're basically listing out all of my greatest hits.
They do.
This is it. Called for anti-ICE protesters to be used for compelled slave labor. Advocated for ICE to detain people in front of their children. I think they should do it more. As a white person, I would never vote for Mandami in a million years. He called for the deportation of residents who are in the U.S. legally if they're causing trouble. This person really did their research. I'm right about everything. Yep, you're completely right. Sure. Well, judges shouldn't be political. Well, judges should not be letting people out for committing crimes hundreds of times, right? Or dozens of times. That's crazy. I think if you do that, you need to go to jail. Look up the author. I think, jail. By the way, I think any of these articles that are
wait, third time? For me, okay. It depends on the crime, obviously, but like, I'm sorry, if you stole a car stereo, fucking jail. I don't even need a 3-strike rule on that. If you broke into someone's vehicle, you broke into someone's home, whatnot, jail for the first fucking time.
Yeah, it does not matter what age they are. It does not matter what their skin tone is. If they're fucking doing it, they need to be put in jail. They need actual consequences to happen. And these judges that let them go definitely need to have consequences happen.
Yeah, there's a difference, like, oh, you got pulled over because you were speeding or something and you get a fucking ticket, then breaking into someone's car and stealing their fucking stereo.
Yeah, massive difference.
Criticizing me or framing me in a bad way, I appreciate them. I think it's great. I do. I'm totally okay with this. It's not a problem at all. As long as you're not lying, then it's fine. Asmongold shifts his focus from streamers and pundits as he codes up to Nick Fuentes and attacks critics. True. And it's over the collab, and this is it. He's even go to far to say as fascists and neo-Nazis have a solution for political problems, adding, you might not like it. Yeah. That's true. So does everybody else. See, and I love the implication here, as if they don't obviously have a solution for it. Yeah, they do. It's a bad one, but it's a solution. Duh. It's the implication, though, that matters. No shit. Absolutely. Let's see here. Is there anything else that's worth looking at here? And, oh, yeah. In July, he said, this is, I love this. This is,
are we going to see an Asmon Fuentes 2032 run? Unironically, that would be fucking hilarious. Like, we already had, Reagan as president, right? We had the actor. Then we had Schwarzenegger as governor, right? We got the governor. Then we got Donald Trump. Fuck it. Let's go full. I'm down. Let's go full streamer mode with our politics. Asmon Fuentes 2032.
I would actually vote on that. Yeah.
Absolutely my greatest hits. Every trans kid is a victim of a parent with mental illness. If he was a politician, he'd put people in prison or institutionalized.
No, Michael Doberman says Nux can be press secretary. Right. all the Jewish propaganda with Nex as press secretary. Let's go.
2% of the population at minimum. We should do as many things as possible from stop people from voting.
But how would Fuentes and Nux work together? I want to see it. I want to see Fuentes and Nux try and work together. That would be funny as shit. Like, guys, if we already go into hell in a handbasket, let's turn this shit into a full-on Looney Tunes marathon.
I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. Look who we have running now. We have all these fucking libtards everywhere. Get rid of them. I'd rather have a streamer who knows, like Asmongold or Nick Fuentes, than these people that we are getting now.
Wait, Nux likes Nick, really? I need to watch. I haven't watched some Nux in a few weeks, so I've not caught up on any of his Nick Fuentes stuff. I had no idea how Nux felt about Nick Fuentes. That's funny as shit.
ICE protesters being compelled slave labor, ICE detaining people in front of their children. They should do it more. As a white person, I'd never vote for Mandami. Deportation of residents who are in illegally, if they're here in the U.S. legally, if they're causing trouble. Yeah, these are my greatest hits. And I want to let you know that there would be 10 more things on this bullet point list if Twitch didn't have a TOS. I'll tell you that. Like, I have to nerf a lot of the things that I say. But it's led to some consequences. Yes, I've gotten suspended for it. That's correct. I've been suspended for it. How quickly have you banned? You've had no filter? Pretty fast, right? Pretty fucking fast. And so what about the Rock take? Which one? And let's see here. Okay, I've seen this one as well. I have to see this. This is content. Oh, this is whenever I was like shitting on that video game. Hey, and
at Gamescom, they're currently showcasing a game about illegally crossing the U.S. Into the U.S. and processing trauma of being a minority with real audio clips from real illegals. The game, Take Us North, is described by its creators as an interactive narrative that follows the journeys of migrants and asylum seekers on their way to cross the U.S.-Mexico border. Yeah, shitting on that game was so much fucking fun. I can't wait for it to come out. I might need to do a chat goal to play that game. Take Us North. I'll play it on the fucking gaming stream, right? To play the illegal immigrant simulator game.
I mean, like, why wouldn't that be content? Of course people are going to shit all over it. Make a stupid game. We're going to mock you.
It's going to be like fucking 72 player count as the peak player count on Steam, and all 72 people playing it are like hardcore right-wing content creators. It's Asmongold and Leaflet and myself and shit like that. That would be fucking hilarious. Yeah, Tebow, you can do it as well. Like we can get all the fucking just racist content creators from us lowly folk all the way up to the tip top, like Leaflet and Asmongold playing the illegal immigrant simulator game.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Deported the game. I did. Nobody's talking about it anymore. They shut down the entire thing. They shut down all criticism. I did. I iced them out. Like the double entendre there. That's great. And so, yes, how quickly the quotes leave out context. Yeah. And as you watch the presentation on the game, I started attacking migrants, saying they're stealing the jobs. They're creating more traffic. They overload social systems. They steal.
How fucking hilarious is it that like illegal immigrants stole the jobs even in the voice acting community? Because if we go back to that illegal immigrant simulator game, like part of the game was like, hey, we're gonna have testimonials in this game from real illegal immigrants. So wait, you hired illegal immigrants, took the job from hard-working regular immigrants for to do this video game? That like you literally proved the they're stealing our job statistic with your video game.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. And yet they've done
People's
nothing
idea-
wrong, right?
And yet what? I thought you were done. My bad.
Oh, no. And yet they've done nothing wrong, right?
Yeah, they've done nothing wrong. Nothing except all the countless, rapes and murders and burglaries and yes.
And get government benefits.
Oh God.
Yes, that is true. It's true. Absolutely. The streamer has repeatedly referred to Trump as the content president. He reacted.
How is that not true? Like Trump is, and mind you, Gavin Newsom would be a content president as well. Now he wouldn't be near as fucking funny, but he'd be a content president. There's nothing inherently negative about the statement of XYZ person being the content president.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're joking around saying that he would be great in the Nick Fuentes Asmon running for 2032.
And Twisted Jack, you're correct. Trump is a showman at heart. Yes.
To Trump's Thanksgiving post that called Minnesota Governor Tim Walz retarded and advocated for reverse migration, saying, if you were to take like an AI and generate a president that would do things based off of my stream, it would generate a statement like this. Man. Wow. Jesus. I'm reading some more of these here. Has accepted the label of Roach Defender and claimed, I stick up for people that I think are mistreated and people that are being misrepresented. I think that's what I do more than anything. Obviously, whether it's Zoomer, incels, or anything else, I don't really care. The only thing that I care about is making sure that, people get a fair shake more than anything. So true. So true. Absolutely. 100%.
Someone's got to stick up for little guys.
Well, it's funny because that is unironically why the left hates Asmongold, because like from a financial standpoint, from a policy standpoint, maybe not a policy standpoint, but from an economic standpoint, Asmongold is just as left as the vast majority of folk. He just says the shit they don't like to say because he's railing against them because they're projecting. Like everything the left claims the right does, the left is doing. It's pure projection. That's how you obfuscate to the greatest degree, is you project like that. And so when Asmongold says all this shit that like through the different point of view, or to use Star Wars language, is left leaning, they fucking hate it.
Well, yeah, because you're shining light on them. And, I think the Roach King can attest to this. They don't like it when you shine lights on cockroaches.
Right. Did you hear Asmongold state that he absolutely thinks that rich people need to be taxed more because it's up to the rich people and their taxes to give, to use that to help those who are less fortunate. Now, I fundamentally disagree with this. I think taxation is theft in all regards. I don't think it's up to any rich bitch to help the downtrodden or whatnot via by force of the government. If you want to do that shit, do it of your own volition through charitable donation or whatnot. However, yeah, that's a very lefty position, and they don't even give him that.
Well, yeah, they can't because it's Asmongold, and it's just like we hate him. We can't agree with him. We can't say anything nice about him, so we must be mean, even though they're kind of advertising him right here.
You're right. They really are. This is nothing but a giant ad for how awesome Asmongold is. You're correct.
He has amassed 2.4 billion views. across his 2 active YouTube channels. That's not true. I have like 4. So it's way more than 2.4 billion. Is this for or against you? Honestly, I think this is the greatest advertisement I've gotten. Yeah, this is great. They're downplaying you. Yeah, they're downplaying you. Look at this. Oh my God. And in fact, his YouTube views this year are among the highest among the hundreds of Wait, really? In fact, his YouTube views this year are the highest among the hundreds of right-leaning podcasts and streamers.
Yeah, Tim Pool, when are you going to get on Asmongold's level?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Steven Crowder. Nobody cares about your late show. We've got Asmongold.
I mean,
and yes, I agree. He's not even a right-winger, right? He's not a right-winger. He's saying shit they disagree with, and that makes him a right-winger by default. He is, like, Leaflet said it best when she said that he is actually a moderate Democrat. But again, Trump was a moderate Democrat. Trump is still a Democrat by 1990s standards. That's how far the left has shifted.
Well, that's because it's an ever-changing goalpost on,
Yes,
whether or not you're
correct.
right. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is there like a graph? Yeah, I kind of want to see this. What the fuck? Damn. Really putting in work. His active YouTube channels have nearly 5.8 million subscribers. He has 2.2 million followers. Well, that's my second account too. My other one has like 3 million followers. So, wow. And that's amazing. Oh my God. This is amazing. I love this. Speaking for disaffected, he argued that the podcaster is speaking for disaffected young men and suggested it's unwise to ignore his views.
Yeah, in reference to Nick Fuentes, they're entirely correct. Again, I'm not a Nick Fuentes fan. I've said it. However, when the dude's right, he's right. I mean, like, dude could be a douche, dude could be a racist, dude could be an anti-Semite, whatever. He can also be correct when he's fucking correct. I do think it is a massive L to ignore Fuentes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like they want to ignore Fuentes, they want to ignore Asmon because it goes against their message, and they don't like that. Because if they're not pushing for their cause, then of course they're not going to like them. These people are small-minded.
It goes even further than that. Like, it's amazing how these old school media types don't realize the internet has worked like this since the 90s, guys. The internet has worked like this since the 90s. Tell someone not to do something, they will do the opposite. It's that fucking simple. Like, if you tell someone not to do something, they will do the opposite. So when you try and silence people, when you try and kick them off the internet, when you try and pigeonhole them into these like streaming services that nobody watches, by getting them off YouTube, off Twitch, off Kick, whatnot, yeah, people are only going to actively seek them out more because, like, oh, they're curious. So what could they say that's just so, what could they be possibly saying that's so dangerous that even YouTube or Twitch or Kick won't allow it? And that's going to get them more followers. Like, if you want these people to have less of a following, you would just let them exist on the platform with everybody else.
Ignore them. I mean, like,
the individuals need to make the choice to ignore them. The media forcing people to ignore them is going to drive them closer to those people.
no, I'm saying the media needs to just ignore them. That's usually, it's kind of like when you get called a name on the internet, right? And then you say, "Oh, you can't call me that." Well, then, you're going to, yeah, as somebody said, or as Soul said, the Streisand effect, you're going to make people call you that because it's funny.
Yeah, it's absolutely funny. I had a great interaction with someone online the other day, yesterday, who was calling me retarded because he made a post stating that men shouldn't be competing with one another. We should be lifting each other up. And I commented that was absolutely fucking retarded, and that he was a soy ass bitch. And he said something, I don't remember what. He gave me a fucking paragraph about how I was wrong, but he used the wrong "your" every time. And he was talking about how intelligent he was. I was like, oh, honey, you can't in the same post brag about your intelligence and then not know the difference between "your" and "your." Like,
That's so
Absolutely.
fucking true.
And I'm right. So this is a person, and this is kind of what's going on. Where's the chart, by the way? Research and studies. Where's the top right-wing channels? What happens if I search this? Oh, it doesn't even show it. Because I want to see the graph where I'm number one. I want to see this. Where did it go? Fuck, I can't find it. Is this a hit piece or a puff piece? It depends on who agrees with me, right? And that's it. Even a decent pick of you, yeah. Tweet the dude. I don't know who this is, right? But either way, I think that the article is it's relatively accurate. Obviously, like, you know, he mentioned like the Palestine thing like 2 or 3 times in the article, and so it's very clear that like
that's another thing, by the way. That's another leftist opinion that Nick Asmongold has. He was one of the first people that was anti-Israel. Like when all the Israel shit went down, Asmongold was on the Palestine. Like he was being cabin for Palestine. And then more and more information came out about that. Now he's pretty much criticizing both sides. But he was almost exclusively criticizing Israel when that shit first happened.
Oh wow! No, I didn't know all that.
Yeah,
I really only found Asmon because of you.
Oh, fair enough. Well, what can I say? I am part of the alt-right pipeline.
I mean, make no mistake. This article is written with the intention of painting me in as bad of a light as possible. This article is done. It's written.
No, that is false. Netflix forum, because Candace Owens is not a right winger. Candace Owens is a hardcore leftist cosplaying as a right winger. It is an actual grift. Candace Owens is not a right winger in the slightest. Now, if you want to talk about like the most awful, terrible, annoying faux right-wing account, then yeah, Candace Owens. Candace Owens is a dumb cunt. But she is not a right-winger. She's just as right-wing as fucking Asmongold.
In a way to make me look bad. But I think that a lot of people are going to read it and they're going to agree. It's still flattering. It is. All my greatest hits, man. Sounds good to me. Absolutely. Where's your pro SA victims quote? Oh, it's not out there. And that's the thing. Is like I've discussed like 50 other things as well, but they never talk about the things that I discuss that are, you know, potentially positive in the eyes of a left-leaning person or something that's like a liberal viewpoint that I have. And the reason why is that a lot of the people in the way that they write these articles, they intentionally paint people like me as completely one-dimensional, and that's it. That's the one thing that matters the most. The guy's name of the headline. I don't know who this person is. I have no idea. Gideon Taffy. Who is this? And is this his Twitter? Where's his Twitter?
Oh, let's go. I'm excited.
This is the guy.
Hold on. What's he look like? I'm going to. Damn.
Gid Raffi? Is that his name? Gid Raffi? I'll find him.
Yeah, Gid Raffi. I want to see how soy this bitch looks.
New Asmongold, one of the largest U.S. streamers, doesn't even have any likes. Oh, the poor guy. Oh, no. Oh, there we go, guys. That's what matters, right? This is what I'm...
Oh, bro, wait. The writer of the article has 208 followers, but he's followed by Taylor Lorenz. Holy shit. 208 followers. One of them is Taylor Lorenz.
Okay, Gid Raffi.
That is fucking hilarious. This guy is a fucking nobody. No wonder this article like paints Asmongold in the best light possible. Dude doesn't even know how to. This is incredible. Did you find him?
I think, yeah, I did. I think he didn't like that Asmon did this piece because now he doesn't have his picture up. He has a picture of a car.
No way. Share the screen.
Hold on 1 second. Boop, boop, boop.
No, this isn't the same account. This isn't the same
Gid
account.
Raffi, his name.
But the followers are completely wrong.
Okay, yeah, but account. This is what I was looking for. It's the same.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it because, all right, GIDRAAF.
Oh, AAF. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, 2 A's.
Bear with me. I'm retarded.
That's all right.
Okay, here we go. No, he's just retarded.
All right. Bounce out of this. I want to see. Okay. Oh, he went protected. He fucking went protected after Asmongold did his video. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. Lovely. Just lovely.
That's amazing. Asmongold bullied a journalist into going fucking protected on X.
Yeah,
this is the quality content we do these streams for.
You can't make this shit up.
I've always said is that he, him. Okay, well, that pretty much says everything that you need to know. And there it is. Retweet it. Nah, who gives a shit? I don't really retweet anything, if you want me to be honest. I don't. And so you should like it. That's a good idea. I'll be your like. Yeah, there we go. How about that?
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
That right there was what caused him to go protected. Asmongold liking his fucking post, I bet sent him into a fucking tizzy, bro. He spilled his soy latte all over his MacBook and started freaking the fuck out.
He limp-wristedly threw that latte cup. Yeah.
I can do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there goes my water. I've got tea over here.
He said in a sentence he got the stats from Media Matters. Yeah, but the website that he's on is at Media Matters. But there's not any. You could logically go to research and studies, right? And let me see if I can find it. Podcast. Like, there's no way for me to search. Like, the website's bad, and so like I can't do that. Thank you for the publicity, getting your viewpoint out there. Yeah, I mean that's the way I see it, because I mean obviously I stand by everything I said. I mean I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true. And I think that, and this is the thing, right, is that a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to just look at like what I'm saying. How about top right? This here. Okay. Top podcast. It looks like I'm not seeing it anywhere here. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not it. And also, somebody could find it or send it to me or something like that. I don't want to go through and try to figure it all out myself, okay? So they want your time, talent, treasure, mostly treasure, though. Yes, definitely. And anyway, so numbers are from Social Blade. Well, look, I'm not going to try to go through everything and do it all. I do really appreciate people, like, as long as they're not making stuff up, even if you want to take all of the worst things that I've said or the things that sound the worst, I still said them. I'm still right.
Yeah, and there's the thing. Like, I've taken plenty of L's, right? Fuck it. I'll keep the videos up. Maybe I'll make a comment on it or whatnot. But like, I said it. Have you been called out for taking any major L's yet in your streaming career thus far, Senny?
No, I don't think so.
It'll come.
Oh yeah, no, I'm waiting for it, but like not yet.
And just so you know, I want to make sure that you're 100% aware of this. When you get a massive L, I will be doing a hit piece video on you.
I am waiting for it.
And you might not like it, and you might not think it's true yet, but over time, I think people will realize. You mean the highlights? Exactly. And this is in a news company. It's a DNC funded tabloid. Well, I mean, they did a pretty good job. I would say it's probably better than in general. They're mad you didn't make the Labubu burnings. Exactly. You have to give them credit. Being right most of the time is accurate.
No. It wouldn't be Cinever exposed. That wouldn't click real well on the algorithm. Like, it would be something along the lines of alt-right grifting VTuber that caters to the male gaze exposed. Like something with all the buzzwords.
Oh,
for being labeled right-leaning.
I'm excited.
I like that. I'll have to use that. That's funny. And so yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's the end of that one. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was quite fun. Sorry, Mike. We ain't listening to your shit. I adore you though. Yeah. At the end of the day, Asmongold is uncancelable. Really, everyone is uncancelable. Moxie says it best. We hear it at the beginning of every Saturday Night Hypnosis episode. You're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled. The time of just like making people out to be worse for their views or bad for their views, that shit's so over. That ship is sailed. Cindy exposed for the hub. I'll post it. I'll post on the hub too. It'll be the first video I ever post on the hub, and it'll be just an exposed video about Cinny.
I will be flattered.
Alrighty, we got about 35 minutes left before Nick's stream and before my pizza arrives.
Hell yeah.
The Great Reset is coming. Now, I'm not sure what this is in regards to, but if I had to wager a guess, this is about what we're going to see with a change in the gaming industry in a post-Expedition 33 world.
Okay.
Yep, you ready?
I'm ready. Go for it.
It's in gaming history where someone steps forward with real insider knowledge and says something so blunt and unfiltered that it sends literal chills through the entire industry. And this week, that moment came from a man who has absolutely no.
Yo! Gal Carrymon coming in with 3173, showing off the Ein Corgi. Absolute legend. I assume we did that so we could hit tier 1. And we'll do a community gaming stream tomorrow. So I imagine that's the case. If that is the case, absolute legend. Community game night tomorrow it is. Alrighty, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and give you guys some horsecock.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me say it. Nay. Ooh, as I speak more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
Shout out. And then IB the Eb came in with or IB the EB. I don't know why I said the Eb. Came in with another gifted member. Shout out. Absolute legend.
Harder, Leon, harder.
Truly appreciated, homie. Yeah, that makes like, I think it's like 11 new members or something tonight. Yeah, that's 11 new members. Make sure if you got a membership, you join the Discord. I will update the link tonight after this stream. Yeah, y'all are legends. I don't deserve you. Thank you so much.
Nothing to gain by sugarcoating anything. Owen Mahoney, the former Nexon CEO who greenlit Ark Raiders, a game that has become one of the year's most surprising success stories, pulling in a massive player base almost overnight and cementing itself as one of Nexon's biggest breakout hits in years. And the irony, of course, is that this success is exactly why Mahoney's bleak prediction hits so much harder, because if someone who helped bring Ark Raiders to life thinks AAA is on the brink, then something truly serious is happening behind the scenes. Mahoney.
Now, is AAA being on the brink could be the greatest thing to happen to AAA. Because are you aware, Cinny, that there was, in fact, a video game crash before?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, back in the 80s, there was a video game crash. I'm sure you've heard the stories of like the E.T. video game.
Okay. Oh yeah, and they felt like they put it in a landfill and buried it.
Yes, correct. Yes, 1984. Exactly. Yeah, Carrymon. Now, the E.T. game wasn't like the sole cause of the crash, even though that's what everybody likes to say, but it was the tipping point. That was the nail in the coffin. There was a lot of lead up before that. But what happened in 1985? The NES came out, Super Mario Bros. Came out, and it changed the gaming landscape. I want to see that when AAA dies, it will be reborn from the ashes, and I think we will see basically a sequel to the great gaming reset of 1985.
I hope that happens. We really do need one, but I also hope it goes in the right direction, because it still can be run over with the message, and then
yes, yeah, you are correct.
He didn't just hint that something is wrong, he outright claimed that the AAA industry is structurally at its end, and that without a serious rewrite, the entire system is going to collapse in a way that will make sure the last few years of layoffs and studio closures look tame. Now, people make dramatic predictions all the time, but when it comes from someone who's actually been in the boardrooms, someone who actually understands how to be successful within that business, suddenly this isn't just noise anymore, it's a warning. And the most unsettling part is that when you look at what's been happening in gaming over the last 18 months, when you connect the dots between the closures, the cancellations,
it has been more than 18 months. I mean, you've been seeing this since Shit, I would say you really started to notice it in 2022. When I say really started to notice it, I don't mean like the propaganda and the political aspect. That's been the case for well over a decade. But when you started seeing the ramifications of the failures of that stuff, I'd say about mid 2022.
I think that's fair. Yeah, because people were excited about it. I would have said 2023, but yeah, 2022 is fair.
Even 2023, that's still 2 years as opposed to 18 months. Point is, it's been going on longer than a lot of people have realized.
Ballooning budgets, the meaningless life service spin-outs, the billion-dollar acquisitions, and the physics-defying expectation that every game must sell 20 million copies on day one. Mahoney's claims stop sounding dramatic and start sounding disturbingly plausible. So today, we're going to explore exactly what Mahoney said, why he said it, and what it means for the games that you love. Because even if he's half right, then the industry that we've known for the last 20 years is about to change in ways that nobody is remotely prepared for.
Fuck that. I'm prepared. I got a whole ass backlog of dope ass games that'll take me a while to get through anyway. I don't need another new release. Not saying I don't want new releases. If there's some bangers out there, y'all know the drill. But I'm absolutely prepared for the video game crash. Are you, Cindy?
I am. You guys have been so kind in gifting me games. And man, I've got plenty to do. I have so much to catch up on since I played nothing but WoW exclusively for years. So, hey, if this happens, I have content.
And even if we don't have any backlog games on Steam or whatnot, the wonderful wide world of emulation is right there at our fingertips.
Yeah, that's true.
When it comes to Arc Raiders, it succeeded partly because it offers something modern shooters often forget, a clear sense of identity. Its retro-futurist 1970s sci-fi aesthetic, equal parts War of the Worlds, Atari-era pulp art, and Cold War surrealism instantly separates it from the sea of interchangeable gritty realism military games. Its stylistic conviction gave players something to latch onto emotionally, almost before they even cared what the gameplay was. And due to this, Arc Raiders has a vision that feels singular, expressive, and genuinely cool. But the game doesn't rely on style alone. Its cooperative gameplay loop, scrappy teams of players dropping into enormous environments to take down colossal mechanical invaders, delivered the kind of spectacle that used to define the golden era of AAA. There's something inherently satisfying about fighting machines 10 times your size, improvising strategies on the fly, and barely scraping through a battle with your squad, still just about alive. The physics-driven chaos, the emergent moments, the sense that every fight could collapse into glorious disaster at any moment. It's all created incredibly shareable, replayable encounters that are thus far keeping people coming back.
And I still won't play it because I don't give a fuck about these kind of games. And like no shade to Arc Raiders. I'm glad it's getting the success it's gotten. It deserves the success it's gotten. All my buddies that play it are having a fucking blast with it. I don't give a fuck about these sorts of games.
I play Helldivers. That's about the extent of it. I'm still content.
I mean, if you enjoy Helldivers, I imagine you would enjoy this.
Maybe. I'm not really much for PvP though. I don't really like it. But otherwise, it's
Helldivers only PvE. I thought it was PvPvE.
It's PvE.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I haven't played Helldivers, so I wouldn't know about that either.
No, that's fair.
Underlying all of this is a refreshing rejection of bloat. Instead, it focuses on moment-to-moment fun, the very thing that so many AAA studios have lost sight of. It feels immediate, thrilling, and accessible, the kind of game where you could jump in for 20 minutes or lose yourself for an entire evening. Players love it because it reminds them of something the industry used to deliver routinely. Big ideas, executed with confidence, without drowning the joy in monetization schemes and corporate nonsense. But here is the even cooler part. You can use my link below to get 29% off of this all-time grade, meaning it can be yours for next to nothing. But the deals do not stop there. I can get you 50% off Expedition 33, 26% off Octopath Traveler 0, 39% off Borderlands 4, and up to 90% off of thousands more retro and...
Paying any amount of money for Borderlands 4 is still paying too much money for Borderlands 4.
And modern releases. So with that said, happy shopping, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. As mentioned in my intro, Owen Mahoney just made a very alarming claim, one that should have sent shockwaves through every corner of modern gaming, and yet somehow it slipped past most people as if it were nothing more than a throwaway remark tossed into the void at the end of a corporate Q&A session. According to Mahoney, the man who spent nearly a decade inside one of Asia's most ruthlessly efficient publishing machines, a company that consistently delivers margins Western publishers privately envy, even as their own financial foundations wobble, the AAA games industry is collapsing, not metaphorically, not spiritually, but structurally. The business model simply doesn't work anymore. He believes that the fundamental...
Well, the business model, like, between studio and publisher to consumer would still work if they weren't bloated studios that, you know, were costing way too much money with way too many employees to put out games that customers don't care about. The model isn't the problem. It's the structure within the model.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said it best in chat. AAA became more synonymous with, oh, shit.
Corporate sludge or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that.
yeah.
I saw that comment.
So I completely
tools have
agree with
failed.
it.
And if that sounds extreme, then good, because the reality is far more dire than the sentence itself. Essentially, we've reached a point where making a big budget game is, in Mahoney's own words, a terrible business, and many of the people who should be panicking are instead acting as though everything is not just fine, but unfolding exactly as intended, as if billions haven't already been evaporated in the pursuit of trends and delusions no flesh and blood player ever asked for. When someone at his level says the system is crumbling, you pay attention, or at least you should. But, of course, most people haven't. The gaming press has acknowledged it with all the...
Well, you know, I would imagine they're paying attention, and because they're paying attention, that's why they're so fervently, like, closing their eyes and going, la, 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 it's not happening, la, 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 because if they weren't paying attention, they wouldn't know to close their eyes and say it's not happening when it is.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, like, it's working, guys. So keep like shunning these games that are no good and all they want is just your money. No real gameplay, nothing for actual gamers.
You know, I don't just shun, like, yes, do what Cindy's saying, but don't just shun the game. Shun the people as well. Because, like, a game is an inanimate object. You know what? We need to make these people feel shamed. We need to make these people, like, just feel repulsed by their own existence when they get up in the morning to look in the mirror. That is far more important.
I think they do
bitches
anyway.
at the individual level. What were you saying, Cindy?
You said get up and make them regret existence. It's like, I feel like they're like that anyway.
Make them do it even more then. Make it to where they can't get out of bed to regret their existence. The only reflection they see of their miserable life is in their the black screen of their phone when they pick it up.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm of a teenager forced to acknowledge their chores, then promptly wandered off into whatever manufactured outrage was trending that day. And that really is the problem. We live inside an industry where the loudest conversations are almost always the shallowest ones, where arguments about cosmetics or hashtags and PR fluff overshadow long-term structural rot. The things that actually matter, the reasons studios are closing, the reasons that developers are exhausted, the reasons games now limp into release half finished, are treated like background noise rather than existential alarms. But regardless of what you think, one thing is clear: the rot has spilt into daylight, and no cinematic trailer or glossy marketing beats can disguise it anymore. Now, before we go any further, let's step back and
hold on. I really think that they should not be allowed to release a game that is incomplete. Yeah, it can have patches for fixes. Yes, it can have DLC, but like, if it is not playable, the moment it drops, it should not be allowed.
Well, so I disagree there. Like, I'm a fan of, you know, businesses can do what they want. My biggest issue is that gamers, TM, obviously not you guys listening, because you guys are like, you care about this sort of shit, but like gamers in general that buy this slop anyway, you know, the free hand of the market should always decide. And if these companies see these, people are still buying this unfinished slop, yeah, the free hand of the market's deciding. They've decided that customers will pay for this unfinished slop. And it does fall back on gamers not being picky and choosy enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Understands why Mahoney's statement carries such weight. He's a veteran executive from a company that has thrived in sectors where Western publishers are struggling to maintain profitability, quietly restructuring themselves in the hope of placating increasingly impatient investors. Nexon operates with an efficiency that most Western studios can only dream of. Mahoney has been in the boardrooms. He's seen the budgets and the failures and the late night calls where executives pray their forecasts aren't about to implode. So when he says the AAA business model is dead, he isn't being over the top. He's reporting from the front lines. Before we continue, let's be absolutely clear about what's collapsing here. It isn't gaming. It isn't creativity. It's the bloated industrial machine wrapped around them. The business model, not the medium, that's finally cracking apart. The simplest way to understand why this collapse feels inevitable is through what Mahoney calls the risk paradox, the fundamental contradiction at the heart of AAA development. If a studio takes a creative risk and the game underperforms, activist investors begin circling the company like vultures. They pressure board seats, demand restructures, question leadership, and push for strategic U-turns. A game doesn't need to sell 20 million copies to trigger this. Sometimes all it takes is missing forecasts by a sliver. But if that exact same studio plays it safe, produces a bland, personality-free shooter that nobody wanted, and that flops, the exact same investors will still demand leadership changes. So whether you innovate or stagnate, you are punished either way. And the only safe choice from a career survival standpoint is to avoid risk entirely. And that's why.
And that is being shown to not affect the indie scene whatsoever. Really, even the AA scene whatsoever. Like, you've got these companies putting out AA games that are doing banger numbers because they feel like they can take more risks on a AA game because it's cheaper. Nothing to add? Or are you muted?
I was muted. I bought my.
all right, go on. What were you saying?
I feel like Fab is right here. I feel like it's because the lower game companies, the indie companies, the AA games, they don't have the investor pool like the AAA games have. So like that's what's impacting the games. Like you have outside influences that don't know anything about games in general or the consumer, right? So they're not going to put out products that we want. They're just putting out stuff that they want.
Well, I think that Fab also nailed it when it's as simple as this right here. No risk, no reward. They're like the risk versus reward statistic. I mean, there's a reason it exists. Bigger the risk, bigger the reward if you make it, but the bigger the risk, the less likely you are to make it. And yeah, not every game can be a big risk, big reward scenario, but you do need to play into the risk reward factor.
Yeah, that's true.
Why so many AAA trailers look like beige smoothies, perfectly blended, perfectly safe, and completely devoid of flavor, and why cautious corporatized design has spread like mold across the industry. It's why games like Starfield, for all their ambition, feels fundamentally different in spirit from something like Palworld or Expedition 33, which practically vibrate with personality. Innovation used to be gaming's lifeblood, but now it's treated like a liability. To prove that Mahoney isn't simply being crazy, all we have to do is look at Arc Raiders itself. The game built by Embark Studios, staffed by ex-DICE veterans, backed by Nexon during Mahoney's tenure, and released into the world as the kind of creative gamble activist investors would normally strangle in its infancy. It took risks. It abandoned the safe corporate template. It was unapologetically itself, and it paid off spectacularly, selling over 4 million copies in 2.
Which, mind you, surprised the hell out of me. I did not. When I saw the trailer release for this game, and Kato was sucking it off like he thought it was gonna be the greatest thing ever. I was beyond confused. I was like, this just looks like another extraction shooter. It'll do middling results and die within a year, 2 years. I could not have been more wrong. I actually don't know what it was that gamers saw in Arc Raiders to make them give it a try to begin with. Now, mind you, I'm glad they did, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I actually didn't even know about Arc Raiders until it dropped.
Really?
Yeah.
weeks. It serves as living evidence that risks work when creative people are allowed to take it. And since we're on the subject of creative risks actually paying off, if you enjoy diving into the stranger corners of gaming history, the places where brilliant ideas either shine or implode spectacularly, then you might want to take a look at my other channel, Lady Arcade. That's where each week I explore the odd, the experimental, and the long forgotten. Everything from the Nintendo Advanced Video System, a bizarre pre-NES attempt at home multimedia, to the deep dives on the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast, the Vectrix, the Amiga CD32, the 3DO, and plenty of other consoles that the modern industry would never dare to attempt today. So if you'd like a breather from all of this bleak modern nonsense and a space where you can actually hear the truth about what's happening to gaming, make sure you're subscribed to both channels. Gaming used to feel like a very different place. In recent years, investor pressure has been suffocating.
Nailed it. There needs to be the freedom to be creative. Censorship fucks it all up. And like, if you were talking earlier about the boards and the suits and the dudes, the money men at the top, even if they took a hands-off approach, would the people making the games have that creativity, or would they still self-censor? Because I'd be willing to wager they would still self-censor.
I think they would, because I'm sure while it would not be as blatant, right, they would still have the say to censor. So it was just like, I don't really think they should be allowed in it.
Yeah, I agree. Ban all activists.
Nearly every AAA publisher. Ubisoft has spent years responding to pressure from AJ Investment and the PIF. Square Enix has been repeatedly challenged by 3D investment partners, prompting leadership reshuffles, abrupt strategy pivots, and increasingly frantic quests for predictability. These aren't abstract market ghosts haunting boardrooms in theory. They are real entities exerting real pressure on what kinds of games get made and which ideas never leave the pitch deck. When the people funding your company don't play games, don't understand games, or don't care about artistry, the only metric that matters becomes stability, even as that supposed stability pushes players further and further away. That pressure trickles onto the production pipeline, and that's where things get bleak. Most developers are no longer creating art. They're trying to survive the factory floor. I've read accounts from people who've spent 7 actual years of their life modeling rocks. Others who slept in their cars during the final weeks of crunch because they had nothing left to give. Burnout has become so widespread that people talk about it with the same weary resignation as someone commenting on the weather. This isn't a handful of unlucky individuals either. This is the system working exactly as designed, a machine powered by human exhaustion. It's that very machine that fuels the life service graveyards, a tragicomic landscape of failed dreams and cancelled projects. Concord, I know I bring it up a lot, but that is an example of something that was supposed to herald a bold new era for Sony, a declaration that they could stand tall in the lucrative world of live service dominance.
I don't even have a comment on that. I mean, like, the idea that Sony thought for even a moment that that's what Concord was going to be. In a world where we already have Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 didn't even succeed, is just... I don't know how anybody, even if you were a diehard PlayStation fan, even if you have a PS5, even if you've been playing PlayStation since the beginning, I have no idea how anybody could have faith in Sony these days. It truly blows my mind.
The controller looked badass, but no, I really feel like Concord was such a cautionary tale. The thing that they missed was, like, people got a hold of these assets from, like, Overwatch, and they put them in Pornhub, right? And then, that grew curiosity and interest, and then the gameplay wasn't bad. It was actually pretty polished. It was very good. The problem is that
before you mention the problem, another aspect is that this is back when Blizzard was still at the top of their game. People still love Blizzard as a company.
That's very true. But then they stopped caring about sexy characters, what made gameplay fun. They made something bland, boring, uninteresting, and ugly.
I couldn't agree more. I'd love to finish this video, but we really don't have time. Nick's stream starts in 10 minutes. And ending on Concord, like ending the video early while talking about Concord, there's something kind of poetic about that. So we're gonna call it here. I will put the video in the chat below. That way you guys, if you want to finish it, one moment here. There we go. Yep, there's the link. Yeah, give a shout out to Lady Decade. It's a great channel, and her second channel, Lady Arcade, which doesn't cover politics at all. It's literally just retro gaming deep dives on like console stuff. Is super cool. Yo, shout out to Demon Carrot for a 2-banger. Their future died in less than 2 weeks, and it was absolutely glorious. Their future went down like this. But yeah, shout out. I've already got the raid set up. I know we didn't go the full 2 hours. We're about an hour and 50 minutes, but I want to be there for every fucking moment of Nick's stream today. When I play on Dustborn, fuck that. You guys are gonna have to pay me some major bucks to play Dustborn. So some general housekeeping stuff. Yes, me, Cinny, and a slew of other folk are about to head over to Nick's channel. We are going to be not reviewing Ninja Turtles as a film, even though it's an amazing film, arguably my favorite comic book film of all time. We're going to be reviewing it from the angle of how it treats masculinity. That's right, Masculine Mondays, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're starting in like 9 minutes, so we're gonna do the raid. Gonna send you all on over there. We did hit the tier goal, so tomorrow night we will have a community gaming stream. I will, if you are not part of the Discord, join the Discord, because A, that's how we're gonna all mic up and shit. And B, I will have a poll as to what game we are going to play in the community Discord. So it will be tomorrow night, probably after 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I've got to be able to like take a break after tinfoil haters, stuff like that. Yeah, we hit 106.31. Shout out. Thank you so much. All of you are absolute legends. They helped us hit this number. Community gaming night. I'll probably post like a poll of 4 or 5 games amongst the multiplayer games. And if you guys, hopefully you have them. If not, hopefully some of them are cheap, things to that effect. And yeah, Cinny, tell you who you are, what you do, what you got coming up, the whole 9.
Hey guys, I'm Cinny. I will be hanging out with Nick as well. I'm gonna go run and make sure my pizza guy didn't show up. Thankfully, Mama Cinny is manning the door. But yeah, I will be streaming later on tonight for Midnight Sin at 11:50 p.m. CST, and I'll be back again on Tuesday after Tinfoil Haters at 11:50 p.m. CST. So come hang out because I'm excited.
You'll love to see it. Yep, guys, as for me, Tinfoil Haters tomorrow. Videos every day, streams every day, community game night tomorrow. All in all, just brilliant show around. Truly appreciate all of you. Make sure you get in Nick's chat. You type in Vital Idol Raid. And until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.